everyone. This is Rahul Boyer. So, welcome to my YouTube channel, AI with Rahul. So, we already have completed the 12 data types, basic data types that are required in Python, which are the building blocks of a programming language. Now, today we're going to cover the 13th data type that is range, and then we have 14 data type as a frozen set. So, let's begin with the range data type. Range data type is a lot like we have it's an iterable. Like let's assume that I had to store a value of between of some sort of pattern. Let's take the example that I want to store the values of first 50 numbers like 1 to 50. The conventional way of storing all of these numbers would be to create a container that is tuple for the pattern list and then put all those values into it. But how we can do, what happens usually with this case particularly is that it will take a lot of memory since we are going to store a lot of data into it, and eventually those 50 numbers will be stored into one variable. So in case of range, what we want to do is that I'm going to show you. There is a syntax of a range variable. So if I initialize it this way and if I give it like this range, first thing is that, so what's your beginning point? Let's assume in this cover case it's first. Then how it should be, what would be the last number for that matter, until which we have to store these numbers. In our case it would be 50, correct? But in the case of range, we have to take one index above to it. That is, in our case, it should be 51. And by default, how do we want to give the steps? Steps in the sense, do I want those numbers to be in a linear fashion without any, in a linear occurrence? So if I now, I'll show you what I'm trying to say. If I print range where it has created a range object. And if I now typecasted into a list object, now there's a beauty. We can see that all the first 50 numbers are present over there. So in this case, in the first case, that is range variable right now, it has created an object, and the memory it has got with it right now, it's very less than compared to list. That is the reason why we can actually use this for storing a lot of data. We can actually print the first 50 or even an odd numbers also by giving two as steps. By default, there is one. If I give it now this way, and print range var 2, okay, 2, print this one, and if I convert into list, you can see that now what is it has done. It has actually, oh sorry, I have to start with odd, so I will take this way. So you can see over here now. It has just printed the even numbers. Why it has actually skipped the 1, 3, 6? Because the step, this is the third argument that I had to pass into the range function. It has actually skipped. It has actually directly going from first element to the third element. It's actually sorry, second element instead of skipping the one. If I put it over here 10, it will ignore the 10th element. You can see this way as well. So it's a very good function. I can actually loop around. For looping, we use this function for I in the range of 1 to 50. Print I. We're gonna use all of this. Sorry, this is syntax error. We're gonna use all of these functions later, but try to understand the reason. This is the way how we're gonna use this range variable. I hope this is clear. Eventually, when I'm gonna take other programs in the other lectures, I will explain you how does this range function work. Then Frozenset is another 14. That's the last data type is in Python. As I discussed earlier, say it is a mutable data type where we are not actually concerned about the indexes and that is the positions of the stored numbers or for that matter elements, or neither we are concerned about the duplicity of it, because it ultimately stored the unique values, and it doesn't really, and it's basically we can append, we can add new thing, we can add new element, we can actually take out some element out of it. But in case of Frozen, it's a modified version of it. That is, it is an immutable version of Frozen set. Okay. So how we can do that? So if I create this way, Frozen set, I have to give this Frozen set as one of the parameter. Just 2, 3, 4, then set. Okay, I might have got a typo error. Okay, I guess I need to put this way. Yeah, you can see one thing I forget to mention over here, just to see what is the type of this one. Okay, so that I should type of range var. Okay, so that we can see over here that it's a, what is it? It's right now a list. It is because it has actually stored that element into list format. Here also it's output is sorry, cancel and all. Yeah, now it is, because it has kind of earlier stored this, the value of this variable was in the memory. That is the reason it was showing list. Now you can see it's a range object. And if I take over here, the frozen set is not callable. Okay, okay, what did I make? A mistake. Okay, frozen set variable. I Where should be the one. I have actually taken the. It's a keyword. I cannot really use it now. I guess it's okay. Frozen set where frozen set object is not callable. Okay, just give me a 1 minute. I make mistake. And there might be a little typo, I guess so. I'm not sure why it's not picking up. I don't think there is any mistake. Okay, so I need to clear all outputs now. Okay, I can. Not sure why it's not picking this up. Create another one. I'm not sure why it's not picking this one up. So let's create a new file as .py. Control V. You can see it has picked one up. I'm not sure why it's not taken up over here, but you can see in the test.py it has taken this one up. Yeah. So if I print the type of the frozen set, one, sorry, Control C, wait, here, one. You can see that's the type of it. You cannot really append it. It just remains the way it is. It has to be worked over here, but not sure why it's not picking up. I will actually try to look into this one and just see if we are facing, if anything is required. Here, I'm not sure why it's not picking up over here. Anyway, yeah, these are the 14 data types that we have covered. These are the basic data types that is we're gonna use into in our Python programming language. I'm gonna again revise you all for once. Integer to store the all the perfect numbers, perfect integers. There's floats for decimals. Then there are strings for characters, alphabets. Everything needs to be in quotation. And there is a fourth one is a boolean. There are two only values, two truth values. It is true and false. Then we have unless it's a kind of a continuous in a square bracket, it is mutable. It is a we are concerned about it indexing into positions which are holded by the numbers or elements remains the same, unless we are not actually modifying it. Then there's tuples modified of list, which are immutable form of list. Then we have sets. It's like when they are mutable. We're not worrying about indexing over here. They can be juggled over here as well. The positions can be go here and there, but the values remain unique. The duplicates are allowed in the duplicates are allowed in list, but not in set. We have dictionary. It's a key value pair combination. Only data type where we have this kind of arrangement. Then we have none, where we are not storing any value to it. Then we have complex number where we gonna not gonna use it more. But yeah, I can do have it. Then we have bytes for storing the images and pixel data. We're actually storing the data on our memory. Then we have bytes array, immutable form of bytes. Bytes is immutable. Well, byte is mutable. Range is, it's a kind of a function where we're actually storing the values. We can uh, assign those values to that variable, and we can actually typecast into a list and fetch those values and use it. And finally, we have Frozenset, the modified form of set, where actually it's an immutable form of set where we can actually append, add, modify the set. Yeah. So that is all for the basic data types. See you all in the next lecture for more topics. Until then, tata bye bye. Do like, subscribe. Thank you.